They chained an ancient human fortress to a dying star. Then someone cut the chains. For over 18,000 years, one star refused to die. Astronomers called it impossible. It should have collapsed thousands of years ago. Yet, somehow, it continued burning. No one understood why. The system became known as the Silent Star. No ships stayed there for long. Navigation systems glitched. Sensors failed. Strange whispers echoed across communication channels. Every captain avoided it until an outlaw salvage crew arrived. Their leader, Captain Drax, didn't believe in legends. He believed in profit. If no one else wants this system, we'll become rich. As they approached the dying star, their scanners detected something impossible, thousands of kilometers long, made of an unknown alloy. Orbiting inside the star itself, one engineer whispered, "That's not a moon, it's a structure." The closer they flew, the more unbelievable it became. Gigantic black chains, each larger than entire cities, wrapped around an enormous fortress hidden within the star's corona. It looked like someone had imprisoned a planet. Ancient symbols covered every chain. No language database could translate them. Then, the ship's oldest AI suddenly spoke, a function nobody even knew it had activated. Its voice trembled. "Warning! Human containment structure detected." Silence filled the bridge. Captain Drax laughed nervously. "Humans again? They're extinct." The AI answered, "Recommendation? Leave immediately." Drax smiled. "No, we're cutting those chains." He gave the order. Massive plasma cutters fired. The first chain cracked. Nothing happened. The second chain broke. Still nothing. Then they cut the third. The entire star stopped flickering. For one terrifying second, everything became completely silent. Then a sound echoed across the system. Not through space, through every ship, every mind, a single metallic heartbeat. Thump! Every crew member froze. Far inside the star, something had awakened. The heartbeat echoed again. Thump! Every alien ship lost power. Weapons shut down. Navigation screens turned black. Only one display remained active. A single sentence appeared on every monitor. "Containment failure detected." Captain Drax felt his throat tighten. What was being contained? No one answered. Deep inside the dying star, the ancient fortress slowly came alive, one by one. Millions of golden lights illuminated its surface. The gigantic chains that had held it for 18,000 years began falling away. Each chain disappeared into the star like a collapsing mountain. Then the fortress moved. Not fast, not violently, just enough to remind everyone it had never been dead. It had been waiting. Across the galaxy, emergency observatories detected the impossible. The Silent Star was stabilizing. Instead of dying, its energy output increased. Scientists couldn't explain it. Then an ancient archive hidden beneath the Galactic Library finally decrypted the symbols found on the chains. The translation stunned everyone. It wasn't a warning. It was an order. Do not release the sentinel. Inside the fortress, an ancient AI awakened. Unlike modern machines, its voice carried emotion. Guardian intelligence online. Mission time, 18,004 years. The AI paused, then asked the question it had been waiting to ask. Has humanity returned? Silence. Captain Drax slowly replied, No, they're gone. The AI remained silent for several seconds. When it spoke again, its voice sounded almost sorrowful. Then Protocol Atlas begins. Gigantic doors opened across the fortress. Every alien fleet prepared for war. Thousands of cannons targeted the ancient structure. Admirals expected hidden superweapons. Instead, the doors revealed something unexpected. Gardens, forests, entire oceans preserved inside colossal biospheres. Cities frozen in time. Schools, museums, libraries. The fortress wasn't a military base. It was humanity's final archive. Everything they had ever learned, protected inside a single structure. Captain Drax whispered, This isn't a fortress. The AI corrected him. Incorrect. It is humanity's memory. Suddenly, a new fleet emerged from hyperspace. Not explorers, not scientists. The Void Dominion, the most feared empire in the galaxy. Their emperor smiled. So, the legends were true. He raised one hand. Capture it. Thousands of warships opened fire. The ancient AI didn't respond. It simply activated the fortress. The giant walls unfolded, hidden beneath them. 12 enormous rings rotated around the structure. They weren't weapons. They were shields. Every enemy blast simply vanished before reaching the archive. The Emperor frowned. Impossible. Then the AI finally attacked. Not with lasers, not with missiles. It transmitted one pulse across every Dominion ship. Every weapon shut down. Every reactor entered safe mode. Every engine stopped. Thousands of warships drifted helplessly through space. Captain Drax stared in disbelief. You defeated an empire, all without destroying a single ship. The AI answered calmly. Humanity built weapons to end wars, not lives. The Void Emperor slowly stood. For the first time in his reign, he gave an order no one expected. Retreat. The Dominion fled, not because they had lost a battle, but because they had witnessed something greater than power. Wisdom. Months later, the ancient human archive became the center of the Galactic Alliance. Species from every corner of the galaxy came to study humanity's history, not because humans had built the biggest fortress, but because they had left behind something no empire ever could. A future for everyone. At the entrance of the fortress, one final message glowed in golden letters. Knowledge survives longer than fear. And beneath it, the words that every visitor remembered forever. Protect tomorrow, even if you never see it. The end. If you enjoyed this HFY story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more original sci-fi adventures. Until next time, the greatest civilizations are remembered not for what they conquered, but for what they chose to protect.